Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Sunless Skies. We are currently in the home office of the Avid Horizon. In the last episode we had a look at the flotilla, made a few cults angry, kind of joined a cult at the same time, you know, because that's a pretty normal sort of thing to do in the Sunless Skies universe. But let's see what the home office has to offer. The Avid Horizon consists of three parts. The home office, clinging to a pillar of ice, the gate, through which Londoners entered the sky, flanked by its towering statues, and the quiet sea, whose waters are home to those left behind. Let's approach. The very edge of the high wilderness, the borders between now and then, here and there, the skies and earth. A few lonely buildings of the port face the great gates of the Avid Horizon, bordered by two vast winged statues. The gate towers over the shrouded sea that divides the port and the gate. The other side of the gate opens far beneath the earth, on the bleak shore of the subterranean sea. London rested there for a while Her Majesty was indisposed with grief, a handful of years ago. Though she led an exodus of Londoners through the Avid Horizon and into the sky. You were among them. Do you remember how you came to this place? A memory of labour. The Ministry went north, you went with it. When Her renewed Majesty turned her attention to the stars, the Ministry was to be the principal instrument of her will. No longer would it languish in London's cavern. You were not given a choice. Your ticket was booked, the hour of your departure appointed. You left on a steamship bound for the frozen north. Weeks later, through the northern ice and the dark beneath the world, you reached the gate. Its statues loomed like giants. The door was open, and the space within was filled with suns and stars and light. Here, the real work began. The Home Office occupies a stately, albeit crumbling, manor house on the edge of an icy precipice above the quiet sea. Once, thousands passed through its elegant halls on their way into Albion. The gate is closed now, though, and has been for over a year. No one comes through and no one leaves. Now, only a skeleton crew staffs it, and only a handful of incomers remain, stuck here waiting for pardons or permissions that never came. Her renewed Majesty has a long memory. We can compile a port report. No one ever pays attention to the horizon anymore. Perhaps they should. A few bureaucrats stationed at the Avid Horizon for one departmental sin or another reside in desperate melancholy. Those detained within the faded confines of the Bureau are almost reconciled to their fate, listlessly hoping for a reprieve from London that will likely never come. Beyond the Bureau, the sea and the sky lingers, like morning mist. Exiles dwell there on tethered ships strung together, dwarfed by the eternal and uncaring statues that mark the gate to a home that cannot be returned to. Well, we could drop off the devil, but it's probably not worth it. Best let him get it, whatever it might be, out of his system. Present yourself at the Home Office. Protocol is everything when it comes to dealing with London's bureaucracy, even at this outpost. Especially this outpost. The acting senior proprietor is responsible for monitoring all those trapped at the Home Office. The detainees forbidden entry to Albion, with no way back through the gate. He sits behind a little desk in the echoing hallway of the manor. He keeps three things on his desk: a wind-up clock and two battered mugs. He surveys you coolly. You're welcome to look around, though we have precious little in the way of diversions. You've been out to the flotilla? I must ask you not to pay too much attention to the cultists, and if you have not, I'd recommend staying away. There are good reasons they never allowed into Albion. Someone is singing far out on the sea. The acting senior slams a window. Brilliant. We can take tea. There's always time here. The Home Office supplements his meagre funds with haphazard tea room, open for the occasional visitor. Our terror's fallen, that's good, because our terror's quite high. Steeped in stew, the tea has lingered in the Home Office for a very long time. An elderly detainee leans in conspiratorially. Much better than a few years back, it's improved with age. Matured. The detainee is quickly shuffled away so that you can enjoy your tea in peace. I'll do that again. Which does it fall by? Not very much. That's not a very efficient way of lowering my terror. Oh, entertain a request. He's watching you from behind his desk and biting his lower lip. Clearly he has something on his mind. He does not look happy. Let's have a look. So, good you're here, Captain. He claps your hand. His skin is cold. I've been issued an imperial pardon from London for one of our detainees here. He looks at the three nearest guests of the Home Office, who are following the conversation intently. Just the one, mind. Procedure demands that someone cannot be pardoned without an independent witness vouching for them. It would be highly inappropriate for me to do so. He gives you a beseeching look. If you would help, do speak to them. Those three. Return to me when you've made your choice. But I can only pardon one of them? Well, isn't that weird? Okay. How do I speak to them? Is this it? Must be this. Speak to the prudent observer. Once a brilliant astronomer of the Royal Society, now consigned here in his dotage, he watches the gate. This can't be them. This is something else. The prudent observer is out on the observation deck, telescope in hand. He waves at you through the fog. Coming closer, you notice his table of logbooks. Date back to 1898. Those tallies mark people coming in. He leaves through a few pages to 1902, where the sheaf after sheaf is revealed to be blank by the dates. Wasted pages. Ah, terror's fallen, that's good. Deal with the proprietor's request. You may interview the detainees and follow up on their stories before you come to a decision. Oh boy, why do I feel like this is going to be something I'm going to hate? Okay, the three detainees singled out by the acting proprietor have taken over one of the interview rooms. The aristocrat is contorted like a contented cat over a rumpled armchair. The courtier sits on the windowsill, a cup of tea rattling in her hands, and the nun occupies a stiff-backed chair and is reading something decidedly ungodly. You may interview the detainees and make your judgment at your leisure. You could, of course, make your decision without investigating them, but that will render your choice somewhat arbitrary. Perhaps that's in keeping with the spirit of the place. Wonderful. I'm going to pick this one. Doof. No. Let's interview the former courtier. Brilliant, magnetic, merciless, infuriating. Either her personality or her politics have kept her on Her Majesty's list of undesirables. She shuts a small hand mirror as you approach. Praying. I had a lovely mane when I arrived here. Red as June, they used to say. Was hoping to see the suns, but I suppose the palace hasn't forgotten. An MP I am acquainted with had promised it was all water under the bridge. Go to the floating parliament to speak to the courtier's friend. Oh man, this is going to be a big one. Okay, well let's interview the handsome aristocrat. He is draped listlessly over a faded chair, occasionally playing with his hair. He summons a dazzling smile as you approach. Oh, at last! My captain. May I call you my captain? He does not wait for a response. It's been a dreadful mix-up. I have a twin brother in London, you see. Terrible sort. Rather ruined my reputation with Her Majesty. Ah, so he needs to go to London to speak to his brother. Well, let's interview the nun. Surely she shouldn't be here. She lights another cigarette as you watch her. Maybe she should. She looks down, her cigarette at you, and sighs. If I could have gone home by now, I would have. Nothing's worth this much bloody waiting. Pardon my imperial. Was going to stay in a convent in the mausoleum, but that's been buggered? Maybe? Now? Then we go to the most serene mausoleum. Okay, so we have to go to the floating parliament, London, and the most serene mausoleum. Yeah, we'll come back to that later. Okay, so we can leave. Now there's a few things I've been told here that it's a good idea. I could, instead of focusing on an officer quest next, I could look at doing Dusking's Deep, the relay that goes from Albion to Eleutheria. It's incredibly expensive. I think it's going to cost me roughly 10,000 sovereigns or something like that if I actually manage to do it. I have bronzewood and stuff in my bank, so I could be able to offset that slightly, but I think I've got to do it twice. So it's going to be fun, and I may look at doing that soon. For now, I need to see how the hell can I get out of here. I need to go to the floating parliament, but my terror's kind of low, and I don't want to bugger it up. We could do going back to London, really. Let's see if we can turn around here, because if I go back this way, I'm going through the sea, and that's just a bad idea. So let's go into uncharted territory, even though we have no fuel, even though I probably should have bought fuel. Can I buy fuel at the Home Bureau? No. That's a scorn fluke. No. Go away. Evasive maneuvers? Ah, you missed. Alright, let's turn in this way. Hey, it's a monitor. I don't see many of those out this way. Something writhes in the mist. Not quite what I was after, but never mind. I think, yeah, I'm going to cut through and try and get to London. Because we need to go there anyway for this little quest. I may as well try and do the little quest while I'm here. Investigate these people. Seems interesting. I also want to look in my bank, see how much supplies I have. We can use munitions and dried tea, but munitions gives basically nothing. Dry tea also gives basically nothing, it's like 10%, whereas bronzewood gives 25%, so we don't need to do it 4 times. We need 7 bronzewood for 25%. So we need 28 bronzewood per side. That's so much. Ooh, a windswept habitation. The enterprise of Albion does not rest. Its skies are littered with abandoned construction, derelict factories from its earliest foundation, homes that have yet to be lived in, workshops for industries that proved irrelevant in the heavens. A failed factory stands here, it's turning slowly into glass, its edges gleaming sharply in the light of the clockwork sun. We could salvage the glass. Way. You select the most light-fingered and habitually cautious members of your crew. With chisels and pry bars, they shear away several large sheets of glass from the vitreous mass. Awesome. I was fully expecting to fail that miserably. Every time I ever try and do anything like that, it all goes horribly bloody wrong. We have no fuel. In fact, well, this is the last load. Oh dear, this is going to be really bloody close. We have quite a distance to go. I need to pick the most fuel-effective way to go. Never know, might get lucky. Oh god. Oh god, go away. Oh god, there's 2 of them. I can't do evasive maneuvers, it might use up too much fuel. So, we're going to hope we outrun them. Oh, wonderful! Absolutely bloody wonderful! Yeep. Ow. Do you have fuel? No, I might actually do that. Yay! We got 3 more people, Skylarks. You have a good history with Skylarks. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. That's not good. 40%. And we've got to get through here. We might be okay. We're probably going to run out of fuel right in front of it again. It's now at 30%, you see? You see, we're using fuel very quickly. You might not think it, but we are. Oh dear. Oh dear. 23. 22. Oh dear. Oh my god. Why do I keep doing this to myself? Very stressful. Oh dear. I just gotta make sure I don't make the wrong turn, because that would be catastrophic. And I have done it before. Uh-oh. Don't crash. Oh, 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 oh. Ah! Gah! God damn it. The last of your fuel is gone. The fires of your engine dim and die. Your funnel coughs its last. Already the cold of the high wilderness is crawling frosty fingers across your windows. Your remaining hopes are all desperate. You have 3 chances to find a lifeline before the cold claims you. The glyph in the language of suns. Its very soul is fire. Your engineer strenuously objects, but their commitment to science has always been disappointingly tenuous. Alarming consequences. A 40% chance. Aha. Your signal deploys every trick they know. Flares, burning briefly bright, flags flickering in celestial winds, an SOS played shrilly from your whistle, frantic Morse code, stuttered into the night from your headlights. Will anyone respond in time? Oh dear. Alas! A star-manned explorer, every window shattered to better admit the starlight, intercepted your signal and closes in, looking for easy prey. A 77% chance to lure them in and try and steal some of their fuel. A risky plan, but at this point, is there any other kind? You will always lose crew, even if you succeed. If you fail, your captain will die. Oh my god. You will lose half your sovereigns and all but one of your supplies. Roll the dice. Ah! That was horrible. I don't like this game. You douse your lamps. Dark, rimmed with frost, your engine looks like any other wreck that succumbed to the skies. Your predator closes in, dragging its lights across your hull. You and a hand-picked boarding party wait, shivering at an exterior hatch. The other engine draws alongside. You burst forth, fling your grapples and leap across the dizzying skies to board it. Prying open a hatch, you find yourself subjugated to a barrage of withering fire. Despite heavy casualties, you manage to retrieve 2 barrels of fuel. You flee to your locomotive, feed the engines, and thunder away. Oh my god. That was definitely bad. That was definitely bad. Right, let's just have a quick look at what we have in the bank. Do I have any bronzewood here? I have 14 bronzewood here, so technically I have enough to do 2 trips, 50%. I think I've already done 25. Maybe. I might not have. 5 munitions is 0.5%. That's just not worth it, is it? Right, T is 10% for 6. Is it possible? I think the best, most obvious way of doing it is through Bronzewood. I'm kind of concerned that it didn't lower my terror coming here, which means I came here too recently. Also, it turns out that I've been rocking around with an empty bridge slot this entire time. Not really my finest moment, but I don't think I've got anything to put in it. These are all guns. Yeah, that's an armor slot. Oh well. Right, so where is this man? It was in London. Failed to specify where in London. Maybe we'll just explore London. There we go. Find the listless aristocrat's brother. The aristocrat stuck at the Avid horizon mentioned a brother responsible for his predicament. It takes some time to track down someone resembling the aristocrat. The sooty slums are empty of any fallen nobility. The grand houses close their doors to you. It is as if London would prefer all detainees of the Avid horizon to remain there. You've all but given up when you receive a note to meet in the Crown Jewel. A distinguished gentleman sits by the fire. His porcelain features a flawless mirror of his brother's. He intimates a litany of unsavory habits and hobbies possessed by his younger sibling. Calumny in the nursery, scandal in the boarding school, horror in the Young Stags Club. He would very much prefer it if his brother were to stay where he was. I wonder why he's there. Okay, well I guess that means that he is actually a bad guy. I kind of need to find a way of lowering my terror. That would be nice, wouldn't it? I do need to hire on some crew because a lot of them died. I don't want 6. Yeah, that's good enough. That replaces the 4 that died. It's fine. Fine. Let's make sure that we just buy loads of fuel now. Ooh, that's a question. How big's my hold? 22. Can I fit? How much fuel am I going to need to get up to Dusking's Deep? And again, I could just go to the Most Serene Mausoleum or the Floating Parliament to continue this quest. That seems more likely. Let's do that for now. I am mildly concerned about my terror though, I will admit. I am going to go drop off my port reports, if I have any though. Because it'll give us some money. Money's always nice. My terror is at 77%, which is not great. I don't know what the most efficient way of dropping your terror is inside of Albion. You'd have thought I'd know this by now. I know the reach. You can go to Port Avon, spend all the favours, or you can go to Magdalen's and trade some stuff there. But here, I've no idea. I still need to help the revolutionaries in the Barbers and Workworlds as well. Oh, so many things. I'm halfway through. Ministry of Public Decency. Deliver your port reports. Here we go. Wow, 400 sovereigns. I need to read that. Read it 100 times. What can we actually do here? How much do we have? We have... I don't actually know. Oh, we have 10. Hey, I wouldn't mind getting some royal dispensation. That'd be useful. Alright, can we get to the Floating Parliament? How far away? I guess you go to Warbly Duxton Mare, that's a place where you can lower your terror. I think. I mean, it seems right. You can eat all the rubbery lumps. I could always try that theory, I suppose. But if I'm doing that, I might as well pick up the stuff for Dusking's Deep. Yeah, I'll do that. That makes sense. How long do I have? I have like 4 minutes. What could possibly go wrong in 4 minutes? Or I could just call it here and do it in the next episode. That's probably the more logical choice, isn't it? Worry about it in the next episode after I've been inevitably told how to solve this problem by the wonderful people who watch this? That's probably a good idea. Because I am useless. Maybe I'll get lucky and like enough time's passed for it to just drop my turret. Oh god, crashing. No, we're fine. See? Perfect. Perfect piloting. Nope. Okay, well, this is a shorter episode than normal, but I will end it here. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, let me know what you think. Your comments are greatly appreciated, and as always, I'll see you next time.